TV here to talk about the Sunday night football game between the Arizona Cardinals and the Cincinnati Bengals. A game that I had wrong. I had the Cincinnati Bengals winning this game 31-30. So my premise of this being a shootout game was correct. I thought the Bengals would come out on top. They were close, but they didn't. And this continues to be a recurring theme for the Cincinnati Bengals. This is a big game. This is a Sunday night game, a primetime game, another primetime game after you just had one last week, all right, against the Houston Texans. You go out, you lose that one to a Houston Texans team, and I'm like, hey, you know what? You guys are still a very good team, and I can see you guys going to Arizona and beating them after they had a big win, and maybe they'll not take you as seriously. But no, you guys came up just a hair short. And I'm not going to kill you because the Cardinals are a good team, but you guys got to start winning big games. When it comes playoff time, yes, you'll have a bye week, okay? I think you guys are going to end up having a better record than the Denver Broncos. Now, we'll see because you actually face the Denver Broncos later on in the season, so we'll see who wins that matchup and how the tiebreakers shake out if they are necessary. So with that in mind, though, you guys are going to go to the playoffs to see you get a bye week. Okay, who are the playoff teams that you're most likely to face? I think the Pittsburgh Steelers you are very likely to face in the divisional round. I see the Steelers probably winning a wild card game and then possibly facing you, or maybe they'd face the Patriots as the Patriots would be the higher seed, so you might get away with one there. But then you could also face the Broncos. If the Broncos win, you'll definitely face them. And do I trust you guys to beat the Broncos? I don't know. Right now, the Broncos have quarterback issues, but their defense is still really good, so we'll see how things shape up. So you guys need to still show me that you can win great games. You guys can go 14-2 in the regular season for all I care. If you guys lose your first playoff game, I don't care what the hell you did in the regular season. It is all about the playoffs for the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm so sick of people talking about, well, they're still young. Young BS crap. I think the average age in the NFL is about 26.5. Andy Dalton's 26. AJ Green's like 26. It's time for them to start winning games. Time for them to man up and start winning games. We can't wait a decade for you guys to finally start winning games here. Time to start winning playoff games and big games. They failed today. While the Arizona Cardinals, they won yet another big game. For some reason, they played down to talent occasionally when they lost to the St. Louis Rams. That's looking worse and worse by the week. And they lost to another team that I can't remember who they lost to because it was so ridiculous. I've already blocked it out of my memory. So who knows what the Arizona Cardinals are all about. But right now, they're rolling. They're going to win the NFC West. They're going to get I think they're going to get a bye week. Now, do they face the Green Bay Packers? I'm not sure if they do upcoming in their schedule. That would be an interesting game if they do. But right now, I'm projecting the Cardinals to get a bye week, and then we'll see what they can do in the playoffs. This will be the first time. Was Carson Palmer healthy in 2014 playoffs? I know he wasn't in 2015. I'm not sure, but I think this will be the first time we're actually going to see a healthy Carson Palmer-led Cardinals team in the playoffs. Let's see what they can do. Now, I was unable to make any game recaps today because I was busy the whole day, so I'm going to give you my takeaways from each and every game here today on this beautiful Sunday. Well, maybe it wasn't beautiful wherever the hell you're living, but it was beautiful for me. So with that in mind, the Houston Texans beat the New York Jets. I had this wrong. I'm sure you had it wrong. The Houston Texans continue to prove me wrong because I thought, and I still do think, that they're not a very good football team, but they're playing better. And Bill O'Brien is making adjustments. This guy is getting creative. He has Cecil Shorts out there throwing touchdown passes because TJ Yates certainly won't do too much of that, although he did have 2 touchdowns today, so that was nice to see for him. But yeah, Bill O'Brien's doing a good job. I mean, I saw Texas fans, when they were really bad and they were losing 40 to whatever and 40 to whatever twice, they were saying, fire Bill O'Brien. I mean, right now, fans are so impatient, it's preposterous. This guy's making adjustments. You cannot deny that. This team, to me, if you're looking at, let's say after week 6, I thought they were headed for a 4-12 season. Now they're looking like a 7-9. I can buy that. They're not going to make the playoffs. I mean, unless if the Colts keep losing games. Right now, it appears as if even without Andrew Luck, they're fine. They're 3-0 with Matt Hasselbeck. They beat the Falcons today. So right now, I'm sticking with the Colts in the AFC South. The Texans are making an argument, they're making their case, and we'll see how things can progress in the future. As for the Jets are choking like dogs. There are two teams, I'm going to get to the other one, the Falcons and the Jets, that are choking like dogs. These teams got off to hard starts in the 2015 season, and you are seeing absolutely nothing, nada, from these teams recently. They need to wake the hell up. The Jets have already lost their spot in the playoffs, and the Falcons are this close to losing theirs. The Jets need to start winning games now, and I believe they host the Miami Dolphins next week. I believe you got to win that game, or to me, you're probably done. And now I'm hearing quarterback controversy in New York, and I'm not buying any of that crap. I think their issue is this. Chris Ivory's been banged up. He's not been running the ball as well as he was running the ball earlier this season when they were playing really well. I think that's been the problem. Today, I mean, maybe he ran it today well. I didn't really get to see the game. Okay, he had 8 rushes for 36 yards. So earlier on in the season, Chris Ivory was having 100 yards, 150 plus yards. Now he's getting 36. So of course the Jets are starting losing games. And now they're talking about Geno Smith and Bryce Petty. No, keep starting Ryan Fitzpatrick, but get your run game going again, because that is where the issue resides for this football team. Tony Romo comes back, beats the Miami Dolphins. Good for the Cowboys. Let's see what you can do Thursday. If you guys can beat the Panthers, you will officially have my interest, and I think I might even pick you to do it. Right now, the Cowboys, I know it wasn't a great offensive performance, but you cannot deny that with Tony Romo, they're a different team. I mean, especially this season when the divide and the division between the good teams and the bad teams is so wide. You cannot deny that if Tony Romo was healthy the whole season, the Cowboys might be one of these undefeated teams. They really might be. I mean, these teams like the Panthers and who else is undefeated? The Patriots. Patriots are really good. But the Panthers, I think the Cowboys, with a healthy Tony Romo, healthy the whole season, I think they could be right up there undefeated with the Carolina Panthers up to this point. So we'll see what can happen going into this game. All right, so we have the Oakland Raiders. They lost to the Detroit Lions. You know, I always try to tell Raider fans to calm the hell down. I cannot believe that people were talking about the playoffs when it came to the Oakland Raiders at any point during the season. They were never going to make it. They never had a chance. And now they've lost 3 straight. They'll start winning again, but their offense has hit a schneid. They need one more year before we can even talk about them making the playoffs. And the Detroit Lions, they're winning games. So now you have to raise an eyebrow saying, how many games will it take for Jim Caldwell to keep his job? For me, I'm seeing improvement. If he can get to 5, they probably want 6. I mean, maybe they'll just fire him anyway because they got rid of the president. They're going to hire a new GM, and they're probably going to want to start fresh. But if Jim Caldwell goes 11-5 and makes the playoffs, and then goes 6-10, I don't think you can fire that guy. I mean, what you're saying is basically, we don't care, we're so impatient. I don't think you can do that. I think you have to give him another year if you win 6 games. I think you have to. All right, so moving on, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. These guys killed the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles continue to be the most inconsistent team in the NFL, although now they're becoming pretty consistent. Only problem is consistently bad. They're not playing well at all. Chip Kelly is officially on the hot seat because this is yet another impatient franchise and fan base in Philadelphia. And maybe he'll just walk the hell out too. You have to think that's a possibility as well. On the flip side, Tampa Bay's been playing really well. Jameis Winston, who I had rated as a future All-Pro, my #1 prospect coming out of the 2015 NFL Draft, he is coming into his own. He is going to dominate at this level. Get used to it. This guy's going to be a top 5 quarterback. Jump on the bandwagon now. I've been driving the bandwagon since his first game at Florida State against Pittsburgh when this guy came to a new level. The college football level, and he dominated. I said, this guy's going to be great in the NFL. Even that day 1, I could see it. And we're all going to see it unfold before our eyes. Now, earlier on in the season, people wanted to say, oh, he's throwing interceptions, blah, blah, blah. You had to look at what he was doing. It wasn't that he was just bad. It was just he was making bad decisions. But this guy is a smart guy, whether you believe it or not. and sooner or later you learn, yeah, I probably shouldn't make this throw. Okay, boom. Right now, if he would just see, okay, I'm going to make this throw, he would get away with it in college. Couldn't get away with it here. He's learned, and he's getting better. And on the flip side, Philadelphia is getting worse, and they find themselves falling out of the NFC East race. Baltimore Ravens are finished. I mean, first of all, they were finished already. But in terms of morality, in terms of can they win a game, I think they're not going to win a game for the rest of the season. Joe Flacco and Justin Forsett, done. I don't know what the Ravens did to upset the good Lord, but right now he is punishing them. Oh my goodness, wow. I mean, Joe Flacco, done. Justin Forsett, done. Steve Smith, Terrell Suggs. I mean, Brashad Perriman hasn't even played an NFL game. These guys have got the injury bug like I've never seen. Dennis Pitta may never play again. I mean, the Baltimore Ravens, they're finished. And as for the St. Louis Rams, they're finished. Jeff Fisher's done. I mean, this guy should have been fired last year. He is nothing more than a mediocre coach at this level. He needs to learn. Dude. You can't win with the same formula you had, you had in freaking 1999. It doesn't work. You can't do it. You can't just run the ball hoping that Todd Gurley's the second coming of Eddie George and thinking you're going to win 10 games and make the playoffs. It doesn't work like that. I hope you have your bags packed because I think you'll be done within the upcoming weeks. Next, the Denver Broncos. They beat the Chicago Bears. Brock Osweiler should start the remainder of the season. He is at this stage, and we've only seen one full game, but honestly, at this stage, he offers more than Peyton Manning, and he's going to continue to grow. He's not that young. I mean, people keep saying, oh, the young. He's not that young. This is his fourth year. I mean, isn't it third year, fourth year? 12, 13, this is fourth year. And he's 25 years old, so he needs to... I mean, we'll see what happens with him, but he'll improve regardless. He needs to start for the rest of the season. I really do believe that Peyton Manning's finished. All right, we have the Carolina Panthers. They killed the Redskins. Who cares? Like, we already know this. This is the deal. We get it. All right, fine. Cam Newton, though, finally has the statistical performance that I can now give him MVP consideration, but it won't be much consideration. Look, Tom Brady's the MVP. That's it. If you guys want to give Cam Newton second place, that's fine. As long as you get Tom Brady first, because he's first. And I don't know why a lot of the black media, and I can say this because I'm black, a lot of the black media are like, why doesn't Cam get MVP consideration? Is it because he's black? No, it's because this is the first time this season he's gotten over 3 touchdowns. That's not really MVP. You have to do well statistically. I'm sorry, you have to. Welcome to the NFL. Welcome to sports. You have to put up numbers. You can win games, fine. You have to put up numbers, dude. That's why... who else has a really good record but is not going to win MVP? That's why... Andy Dalton's really not going to win MVP, although he has better numbers than Cam Newton, except for today. You have to put up numbers. You have to. Now he's putting up numbers. Now he's in consideration. It's something you have to do. All right, and the Falcons, they choke like dogs. They've lost 4 out of their last 5 games. Kyle Shanahan and this offense has hit an absolute schneid. People were talking about, ooh, look at Dan Quinn. This guy's so good. Forget it. The Falcons are slowly but surely losing their playoff spot. I mean, one more week, they're out of there. The Buccaneers are surging. The Seahawks are surging. And they're coming for this wild card spot. And the Falcons aren't doing a damn thing about it. Matt Ryan is not playing like the Matt Ryan we are accustomed to seeing. People were considering giving Kyle Shanahan a head coaching job. Forget it. You cannot hire this guy. First of all, I don't think he was head coaching material to begin with. But after this, forget it. They need to go back to running the ball. And Devonta Freeman had a small injury today. But that is ridiculous. And the San Diego Chargers, they got walloped at home by the Kansas City Chiefs. Jump on the bandwagon now. The Chargers just suck. Okay, that's just their deal. All right, they're going to go to Jacksonville next week. Pick Jacksonville, okay? The Chargers just suck. It's sad. It sucks. I know. I feel sorry for Phillip Rivers. They're just bad, okay? So just learn it now. Pick your games against them because you're going to get your games right. All right, we have the Seattle Seahawks versus the San Francisco 49ers. Who cares? I mean, anyone could have written this script. The most noteworthy thing is Thomas Rawls again plays well in Marshawn Lynch's absence. This is something to watch because Marshawn Lynch has been talking about, if they release me, I'm going to retire. Well, it looks like he might be retiring because it looks like they have their new running back. Green Bay Packers, they beat the Minnesota Vikings. I wasn't expecting this. Vikings disappointed me. They're still going to make the playoffs, but they're not ready to win the NFC North. Aaron Rodgers back to form. Are they good enough to win the Super Bowl? Haven't seen that yet. They still need to get rolling before I can jump back on that bandwagon, even though they're still my pick, because I'm not going to go away from my pick just yet. And with that said, there is that. All right, so thank you for watching James Carter TV. Comment down below whatever you have to say, whatever's on your mind. Until next time, James Carter TV, I'm out. Peace.